Welcome, guys, to the Chatter After. Today, we are reacting to the first official trailer for Superman. Nate,
Yay.
this is our first trailer, apparently, even though we had like
Mm.
two plus minutes of footage in a teaser a few months back.
Yes.
Do you want to just get into it? Do you want to give some thoughts? You want to save the thoughts for after?
I mean, all I'm going to say is I disagree with James Gunn. That was a trailer that we got. This is not, you could call it, he's like, this is trailer 1.0. I'm like, you could say this is trailer 1.5, and I would be more okay with that.
Yeah.
This is trailer 2.
Trailer 2. Well, without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Let's see
Yeah.
what's cooking. We have 3 minutes of Superman footage. We haven't seen any of this, so we are so excited. Let's go.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's a
might.
lot of fire,
It's a
but-
lot.
Thanks.
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States will
representing
cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
I'm already in. I don't know about you, but I'm
Oh
already
my
in.
God. This looks...
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Oh my God, that shot.
That shot was great. No.
Choices. Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. But will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Oh my God.
I was very quiet this reaction just because I'm
You
speechless.
have a dog.
Yeah, I was mostly quiet too. Oh my God. You
That looks
go
so
first.
good.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on in this trailer. However, I love how the central focus is on Superman's place in the world and him basically being that vigilante, right? He's stepping into situations that he has no jurisdiction in because it's the right thing to do. And that is the character of Superman. And I love that we're
Yes.
leaning into that. Then we have like the Justice League characters coming in, the JLI essentially for Max Lord. We saw a little bit of Green Lantern using his abilities. That was fun. But David Cornsweet is just Superman, dude. Like
Oh
this is
my
the first
God.
time we hear him speak in this role, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's Clark. That's Clark Kent.
Yeah. All I saw was I saw a couple of texts before this. One from Robert Taylor and another from one of my friends, Matt. And both of them were like, oh my God, David Cornsweet looks like perfect. Like, this is Superman. Like, holy shit. So, and I agree. He is just that whole like conversation and everything. Like, I was getting a little bit nervous at first, like with the comments of like, oh, he's just like a dopey do-gooder. But it's like, no, he can be, but he's also still human with like emotions. And he's not just big and brooding like we saw in Henry Cavill, but he's also not just like a clown. And I love that this trailer just showed a Superman that is, to me, it looks the most true to the comics that we've ever gotten. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you, sir. The conversation with Lois in this trailer, I love how it highlights both of them, right? Because they're clearly in a relationship. But when it comes down to doing that interview with Superman, that's not her boyfriend anymore. She's just like laser focused, asking him the hard questions. And you see him getting like frustrated trying to answer these hard hitting questions from Lois Lane. And I love that dynamic between the two, because she's like, if we're doing this, we're going to do this. And that just shows so much of who Lois is as a character as well in that moment. And showing that Superman doesn't have all the answers, or he doesn't know exactly what is the right thing. That's what makes the character interesting. There's always talk about Superman's boring because he's so powerful. And it's like, yeah, power-wise, I guess that could be challenging to write an action scene, but it's really the character and the heart of Clark Kent that's the most interesting. His relationship with Lois, his relationship with Jimmy, his relationship with Lex, right? We see Nicholas Hoult in this trailer. That's the one character I'm a little concerned by, because from what we've seen, he just hates Superman, and I want a little bit more from Lex on the why he hates Superman. But again, we've only seen him in a speaking role in like 2 scenes, barely scenes, like one little clip. So I'm hoping there's more to that character. There's a lot going on.
There has to be. Nicholas Hoult is like such. I know he's not like a marquee A-list name yet, but it's like he's such a good actor. And after being rejected by DC twice, once for Matt Reeves' Batman, and then I know he was in the running to play the Superman role. I feel like he wouldn't say yes to a role that would be like a 2-dimensional villain. Like, and I think James Gunn has enough like respect for that character of Lex Luthor that he's not just going to make him, oh, I hate Superman. And that's basically all.
Yeah. And Lex is a reoccurring character. Like, I assume he's going to be like a fixture of this universe. He's going to be in multiple projects going forward. So that'll be interesting to see how they do that. The flight, by the way, I love how he says eyes up here. And the camera's struggling to keep up with Superman as he flies away.
Oh my God.
The engineer.
She looks sick. I was a little bit like nervous at first because I'm like, okay, is this going to look like CG, like sludge? Because the powers that you see in the trailer, that could have easily come off as like something that wouldn't look great. That would have looked like it came right out of like Black Adam or Justice League, but it looked cool. Like this movie looks so visually different than any of the superhero movies from today. And I think even down to those powers, like silver morph like powers, is that what she was doing, right? She was like making
she was making like constructs, and I appreciate that they made her look visually different, because in the comics, see her hands here,
oh my God,
in the comics cool. She's like she's completely silver, and I was concerned that like when she powers up, she's just gonna look like the new Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four First Steps, and it's like, okay, we're not doing that. That's good. That keeps these movies visually different because they come out like a week and a half apart. That would have been a little weird, but just don't hurt the good boy, Crypto. Crypto's doing his best to protect these bots that we fell in love with in the last sneak peek.
Oh,
I'm scared.
I mean, they're not
saw
gonna
2 murders.
Well, I guess there was Guardians 3. I was gonna say, oh, James Gunn wouldn't kill him off, and then I remembered Guardians 3 and how traumatic that movie is for me as an animal lover. I was like, oh,
Crypto is important in the story Woman of Tomorrow, so trust me, he'll move on. Unless they write him out of the Supergirl movie, Crypto will be fine going into that movie.
Okay.
I like Clark being back at Kent Farm
Mm-hmm.
with his parents. I like that we see his parents play an important role to the story. There was concern because we never saw Ma Kent. Uh,
No.
that she was the one that died, and I'm glad that both of them seem to be alive. That's a change that I like because
Mhm.
Superman's desire to do good never came out of grief like a Batman or a Spider-Man. It's just because he was taught to do good by his parents, and I think that's
Yeah.
a nice change in superhero stories where it's usually out of vengeance or anger or revenge. It's just no, he's got the
Mhm.
power to do good, and he's going to do it.
Yeah, and I just thought this trailer really shows that versus it feels I remember, and I mean I still like Man of Steel more than most people do, but like those trailers just showed like kind of just another superhero movie, but just with Superman. And I know like Superman is the marquee superhero, but this still has a feel that feels so different. It feels so fresh. And I think it's just because I think they finally have been able to get the character right.
Yeah.
And I think one of my biggest concerns going in is as much as I love James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy movies, like the first movie is my favorite MCU movie. Like it probably always will be. Is it perfect? No, but I mean that's a 5-star movie for me just because of
Yeah.
what it means to me. I loved the Suicide Squad. I loved Peacemaker, but I was a little nervous. I'm like, Superman is like the most well-known character James Gunn has ever worked with. Is he going to make it a James Gunn movie or is he going to make it a Superman movie? And it looks like it's going to have humor, but it's going to be at its heart a pure Superman movie. And that's what gets me so hopeful. Because I was getting a little bit nervous for like a little bit, as much as I love that teaser trailer. The fact that we weren't seeing much besides the stuff in the snow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's gonna be whatever. And this trailer just brought back all the excitement for me.
So last time we talked, you watched the trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps, and you said that surpassed Superman in hype. Did Superman take its spot back, or is it still
Yeah.
F4?
Oh God, F1. Or you said F4. I was like F1.
Yes. No.
I mean, I'm pumped.
I mean,
for
F1
F1,
looks
don't get me
good,
wrong.
but
I definitely think I prefer this Superman trailer now. I think they both look great though, and I think they're both what the superhero genre needs. But
yeah.
for me personally, I think I'm a little bit more excited for Superman just because I mean, I guess I really trust James Gunn. And they're able to make it like a modern day, but also make it look so distinct. And I'm a little concerned with Fantastic Four after seeing Thunderbolts because it's like that movie used real environments, and I'm like, how much of that's going to be in F4? Or is it going to be Marvel using the volume again? Which that's like the one thing that I got like a little bit concerned about. Versus this, it looks.
Going with Fantastic Four, I will say Bob Iger was on record of saying Thunderbolts marks the start of a new era for Marvel. So hopefully it's not just them filming in the volume for 80% of the movie.
Yeah.
I think the trailer for Fantastic Four was visually interesting enough where it kind of qualms that fears enough for me. I'm excited for both of these, obviously. Like,
yeah.
I'm a bigger Superman fan. I'm a bigger DC fan. It'll always be Superman for me, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pit the two directly against each other either, because I'm going to be there day one in IMAX watching both of these movies, probably twice that weekend if they're good, because that's how big of a dork I am.
No, exactly. I think before I kept liking to pit them up against each other because that was before Thunderbolts. And I was still like, is Marvel going to get this right? But I'm like, no, I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want good movies. And after being kind of fatigued of superhero movies for a little bit, it's nice to have after Thunderbolts. I'm like, oh shit, we have like 2 other really good looking superhero movies coming this summer that feel different and feel like more of what I would want to see. instead of just more of the same. Instead of just Captain America: Brave New World or Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. Guys, let us know what you think about Superman in the comments. What did you think of this trailer? Is there anything that we missed? This was really just our general reaction. If you want a trailer breakdown on Assembled or the chatter after, let us know. We'll come back and talk Superman. This was a blast, Nate. I'm so glad we got to check this out.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait for this movie. I think we're about to enter the big marketing push.
Oh yeah.
We are less than 2 months away. So
The Dairy Queen just down the street from me, they already put out all of their Superman displays early. And they're like, here's the new Blizzard. And when I was there, I was like, do you have it yet? They're like, no. We just thought it was cool, so we put it up now. And I was like, I'll respect it because I can take pictures. I run past that Dairy Queen. I want to get a selfie with soup.
what kind of Blizzard is it? What flavor is it supposed to be?
It's like cookie dough cake batter, which is very Nate coded because I like that kind of ice cream.
That definitely sounds like something Clark Kent would definitely order. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys want us to talk more Superman, let us know. Nate, they can find you where?
You can find me at most places at Nate Knows Movies, except on Instagram where I'm at Nate Richard 98.
You can find me at Novice Cinephile just about everywhere, except on Instagram where it's the Novice Cinephile. Talking Superman, talking DC, talking comic books and movies. Yeah. So like, subscribe, tell us what you think. We will see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.